Lee. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired, but I'm okay.
A little tired?
Yeah.
How is your sleeping?
Am I gonna get punished for saying it's not good?
No. You never. This is never a punishment situation.
Are we
Just
sure?
checking in. How are you doing overall?
I'm tired. I'm a little bit tired.
Is this, you think now, a little bit of insomnia?
No,
No.
I don't know.
I noticed this sometimes.
Because I did go to sleep. I was woken up, and like you're gonna claim I'm having a cognitive disturbance, distortion, you said, but I think the floor was being vibrated when I woke up, but again, you're gonna say I have a cognitive distortion or something, but somebody did wake me up, so it's about me trying to prove it.
Yeah. I noticed that sometimes you asking me why am I asking certain things and if you're gonna be punished or not. I
was just joking.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Before I started to explain myself, okay. Any updates on the meetup with your friends and how are you feeling after the tooth extraction? How was life?
Well, it's better now. It closed up. There's no hole anymore. And I went to see my friend in Bay Ridge, and I did some food shopping. And he was like nice to me and everything. And then I came back, and he like I don't know. Yeah, I talked to my other friend on the phone.
So a little bit more socialization, a little bit more people involved, a little bit more, hopefully, nice communication experiences.
Yeah, I guess. Well, it wasn't like to resolve any issues except for I went to get food in Bay Ridge, so, because, this friend is, like, pretty poor himself, and, he works usually, and, whatever. I was just happy to have someone to talk to.
Of course. If we talk about friendship, how do you usually perceive friendships? Do you have your people around you for years, or do you prefer to connect on surface level? Do you prefer functional friendships or deep-rooted friendships?
Well, some people, like, I would be their friend for years. I cherish a real friend, and it's usually someone that has an understanding that, you don't have to constantly, like, fight them to prove your point, Or we just have some social interests or something in common. But I have friends that, like, I've known for years, and some of them I've lost contact with, but, like, I have like at least one friend, like at least two friends that I've known for years. Some of my other friends from high school, they moved away or something, and that was more like, superficial because I haven't seen them for years,
Yeah. What's the main value you think of a good friend?
See, friend, in itself, like, is like a word that, like, it's pretty definitive. So, like, loyalty, that's, like, for sure, loyalty. And, there has to be some sort of understanding, like, we could be like totally different, but there has to be some sort of understanding. And the truth is that actually totally different people don't end up being my friends. I end up being friends with people that have similar, you know,
I like the phrase,
interests.
quote, that friends is the family that we choose. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yes.
Because yeah, sometimes, speaking of loyalty, sometimes some friends might be more loyal to us in different life circumstances than some family members, for sure.
Well, you know, like I don't have a lot of family that lives near me, and like the family like that, like I couldn't find them. Like I couldn't find my kid on my own, like my two older kids, and like my mom's like kind of far away, and like I just, you know, I'd want to visit her, but maybe if I was doing fine, because I feel like she earned her, you know, she lived a hard life too, and she immigrated, so she earned her like peace, you know. So I don't want my turmoil to hit her too much. My sister moved to Florida, so I, you know, I really don't like, my baby's daddy is nowhere to be found. So if somebody finds him, it's, you know, because oh boy, I've tried, you know, to find him. So yeah, you're right. I don't have that much like family left. But
When it comes to a mother-daughter relationship, I understand it might be that when you share something with your mom, you worry that you will worry her. You worry that your worries she will take on her shoulders, you know, and start to be excessively worried.
I don't think she could understand my worries. And I say this not in judgment, but she's such a woman because, you know, her roles were very feminine. It doesn't mean she didn't work, but she fed all of us all the time. We were clean and our house was clean. But because of, you know, how she lived, like, you know, she might not be able to understand what's going on in my life so much, you know.
Have you considered sometimes to speak to her?
I don't have her number anymore. I know she's somewhere in Queens or something. Yeah.
Okay. That's the ultimate thing. It's just, I find it, you know, people say midlife crisis when about 40,
I'm not that old yet. I'm only 42. Yeah.
No, yes, that's my thing is people think midlife crisis it's like late 40s and 50s, but this is not true. Because midlife crisis is basically when we face a change. Say psychologically, midlife crisis it's 28 to 35. Because this is when you either turning from a youth person, from someone who lived in a household with your parents and starting your own life, or when say even mid-30s, it's usually...
I mean, if you really need to know, I didn't do a lot of living with my parents. So, you know, if you're trying to like assess my character.
The house, really?
Well, I had a kid when I was 18. So, yeah, I've moved around. You know?
Well, that sounds like it affected your relationship with your mother as well, because she probably expressed herself and gave you...
I just feel like, you know, when we try to reach for things that are emotional, like, I feel it's so like flouncy and superficial. Like, I can't even afford that in my life right now. So think of myself like this, like, total person, and I need to have a relationship, and a relationship with my kids, and a relationship with my parents. I'm just trying to take it easy and trying to get a handle on what's going on around me, and trying to keep the kid that I have with me safe, and trying to get some sleep and eat something, you know. So for me to explore these issues right now, I feel like I would be overextending myself and being fake, because I like, I really feel like, you know, this shouldn't be prioritized, you know. Not at this point. Although I would love it to, you know, be like a person with a career and a family and everything's, you know, valid and really important, you know.
You still have time. Even if you decide to change something later today, you still have time to change it and start do whatever you want to do. See the options of going to school or doing things, whatever, making your hobby your career. You still have time for that.
We never know how much time we have. You know, I try to spend my time the way I feel my time is rightfully spent, you know. And I try very hard to not have like toxic people in my life. Some people I've learned can be toxic for different reasons. Maybe they have problems of their own, you know. But I forgot where the heck I was going with that. Yeah.
About the time.
Oh, you don't know how much time you have left. You know, you don't know really, because we plan and stuff. And I'm saying I'm 42, but yeah, I would like to spend my time well, you know.
So what do you think would bring you joy to do? If you can do whatever and make it your career. I'm not saying job, but something, the most extravagant idea. What would you do?
I don't spend my time thinking about it because it seems unrealistic. I don't know. I mean, like, also it comes to my mind that I see people labeling themselves as something, but their function evidently to outsider eyes is entirely different. You know, like I could say, oh, I'm an artist, but if I show you my stick figure drawing, you know, who's gonna buy that? Then you'll just say, oh, it's a crazy person. So I tend not to dwell on that, you know, because what I want to do, you know, I want that in my mind to stay like real, like those words, what I want. When I start like sharing too much, I mean, I am an adult. I know that, you know, it sounds immature or something, so I just won't say it. So then everything gets twisted around. I'll say something I want, and then I'll compromise. So I'd rather just not go there. I want, I love is not, you know, like realistic.
It sounds like if you're making a mistake because you will say it and then you're not, it doesn't matter what people think. You think you're artist in your soul and you've been working on your art and mastering. And we compare.
I don't though. That's why don't quote me. I actually, right now, I don't want you to go back to saying, oh, that's distortion, because honestly, like, I don't think it's just me these past, you know, like, couple months, year, people are like, pretty confused what they're gonna do for a living, for money, because everything seems very dysfunctional at this point, you know?
Yeah. And it's not only about we don't know how much time we got left, it's also nothing is reliable. So there is no need to worry as something that you think is crazy and makes no sense today, tomorrow will be that thing that will work. Because the world is just so unpredictable these days and we just going for so many things, I think, globally and in the country. Whatever brings
yeah,
you
I actually, like, I feel what you're saying, because people have, like, ideals and stuff, and they're movers and shakers and money makers, and then, you know, the reality hits. It's all a bunch of little animals trying to make theirs, you know? I'm sorry, that might be a cognitive distortion. It's just the way I've been living.
I don't think it is as much of a distortion or of an observation because you people really are going through very many things. That's why I would just support you if you want to do something and call yourself an artist. Because you do art. You can be an artist by doing art.
Well, I'll never make $1 on it, really,
Yeah.
because I'm 42. And I also know that I have 2 kids that are grown and I didn't really raise them. And I have a kid that needs money. So, to me it's like weird. I want money, I could say. If you're asking me what I want money. And there's things that I wouldn't do for it, and there's things that I would do for it. But for me to sit there and think, what do I really want? I'm really tired. I'm a 42-year-old mom, and I live in this shitty ass ghetto apartment on top of all the other stuff that's paranormal.
Did you ever, before you became mom, or in between of your first child and the little one, have you had experience of going back to school or trying to work somewhere? Have you had this?
I went to school and then I quit because I moved and I didn't like the school. I took out a loan. I went to a really cheesy computer school. I don't have a degree in anything. And then I went to a SUNY school for some classes, and I paid out of pocket that time. And that's another part of it, is because I did kind of try and I did kind of invest myself. At some point you have to be realistic and say, well, you're not making any money, so just quit and keep it as a hobby. And you know what I will say, I will not deny myself my hobbies, because that's kind of what keeps me sane sometimes.
That's part of the journey too, to know what you don't like. Because a lot of people dwell on, what someone told them to do, and they will continue doing it despite the fact that it's no longer serve them. It takes a little bit of courage to realize that, no, this is not my cup of tea and I don't want to do it anymore. So please don't take this away from yourself. And especially in New York City, when you will have more time, when your kid is grown and more independent, you still have time to pick up some skills. Because I like the stories, when a woman was married, then husband left her, she left. She was alone with 2 kids and no hope left, because she was working some more comfortable job, something with education related, where she had a little bit of hours so she can be home with children and stuff like this. But then when her husband left her, she picked up courses and became an accountant, because husband was an asshole and she needed to pay for everything for the family. And she started this when she was 15.
Why was she married at 15? Where was she married with 2 kids at 15? Was this
50.
Oh, 50. I was gonna say, because 15, I'm like, where?
No, 50. 50, 5, that's a 50. So she was a grown woman, and it was a lot of shame and guilt in her for changing her life and doing all of this. And she was the oldest person in the class, always.
I wasn't when I went, because I went to FIT to take some classes, because I was just well, everybody kind of knows how to use this. I want to kind of learn how to use this too.
Oh,
and for Photoshop, I forgot what class it was in, but there was a lady, she was 56 in it, and it was a total mixed crowd, But I don't know. I guess it depends on what class you're taking too, because if it's something if you're in some sort of art school or something, they'll be more different. But those people were totally all very different looking people. There was a 56-year-old lady. I wasn't 40 yet. I think I was 27 or something. A teenage girl, and people can be people and inspiring like that too. Sometimes it's not always this tight labeling, which disturbs me so much.
Definitely. Yeah. So whenever you will feel you want to do something and you have a little bit of time for something, don't limit yourself. Because also part of our journey as a therapeutic journey is to give you more feeling of empowerment. It's also part of it. just to make sure that you got it in yourself, because maybe if you start doing something new, you will have new results. And it's scary. As much as it's scary, it also
I'm like waiting on something else, and I don't want to. I don't want to be like stressed out by this. I don't want to be called paranoid or something. But it's like this problem's so real. There's no avoiding it. I'm waiting on this FBI and police to handle their harassment issues too. And yes, meantime, I am thinking, what am I gonna do? But in my daydreamy head, I have all sorts of like ideas that I'm not gonna say out loud. That maybe I, won't have as bad money worries after they're through with my case. And that's how I feel like, okay, I'm positive. I just don't want to be an angry person. I could be like, when I'm feeling down and everybody's kicking me, I could fuck back hard. I have a lot of thoughts. But do I want to be in that state of mind all the time? No, I do not. Do I want to amp myself up for certain people? No, I do not. Because it's almost like I live with people all the time. So somebody else will pick up on it with their judgment of my behavior. So
have you thought of the fact not all of the people are work from a push. Not all of us are made when someone is criticizing or trying to fight you and check out what's your worth and how you can, push back, fight back. It's not everybody's thing. Some people function better from support. When you actually can allow yourself be human and be sad and have your feelings and just need a little bit of support. And that's when you sit down, you kind of relax, you express yourself, and then you get up.
That's true, but it's almost like there's no sensitive people left here because, like, I live here and, and I lived here for a while, so it's not so extreme for me, but a lot of people would have went completely, like, batshit crazy or just lost it. People here are so snarky. Like, naturally, so in your head is always like, me, not you, me. And when you're like presented with a lot of them at the same time, oh God, it's like overwhelming, And they should not know my business, these people, because I understand you're snarky New Yorkers, but so am I.
That's actually, think of this. That's understandable that you have no trust in people like this because they never did anything for you to trust them.
They're strangers, exactly.
Yeah. They are, and this is what we get when we cannot find ourselves in a situation of supportive community. Because again, many of us work better from support. Not from like what you can give to me, not like show your money, show your education, show what you did, show what's your worth, but when we've been liked as a whole.
Well, community is not necessarily a physical location too, so we're talking. So those friends that I have from like internet or from like around like the city, they don't have to be like right in my community, because my community is not me. I don't know, I just moved here like 7 years ago, and I moved here because I'm poor. So this community has one thing for sure in common: a lot of poor people here, So
by discussing this today, I wanted to share with you this little cartoon. But it's not just a cartoon. It's about how mindfulness can empower us. And even though you're in a community that maybe not necessarily yours by all the factors, how you want to associate yourself with them, I want you to consider another thought. And let me share my screen. It's a short one. It's 2 minutes long, maybe less than 2 minutes even, because there are like credits at the beginning and at the end of it. It's like a minute and 40 seconds. Okay?
Okay, so it's gonna just pop up on the.
Yep. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a story, usually attributed to the Native American tradition, which illuminates different ways of paying attention. An elder, talking to a child, says, "I have two wolves fighting in my heart. One wolf is fearful, vengeful, envious, resentful, and deceitful. The other wolf is compassionate, loving, generous, truthful, and peaceful." The child asks, "Which wolf will win the fight?" The elder responds, "The one I feed." That doesn't mean we try to deny or hurt or kill the angry wolf. If we did that, we'd end up in a long battle, all the while somehow making that wolf more powerful through our hostility and fear. Hating that wolf sucks the strength right out of us. Instead, we calmly pay attention to the angry wolf and let go of believing they have the answers. If we can do that, they end up lying down next to us, no longer an enemy. We help strengthen the kind and loving wolf, giving it nourishment and support so that we can follow it. That peaceful wolf can become our steady companion and show us the way through all kinds of different life experiences. Restful or chaotic, enjoyable or disappointing experiences may come and go, but we can have a guide with us through it all. This is what mindfulness can help you do. Mindfulness allows us to see our thoughts and feelings as they are beginning. It's very powerful to know what we're feeling as we're feeling it, know what we're thinking as we're thinking it. With mindfulness, we can choose what will strengthen and bring into action, and we can choose what we will gently let go of. We don't have to be at the mercy of old habits, or old ways of thinking, or old ways of being. We are empowered. It just takes practice.
I can't hear you. Oh my god, I can't hear you. No, no sound. Nope. No sound. Nope. No sound. No sound. Bye.